Hey there, what's up? So in today's video I'm going to demonstrate the difference between data analyst, data engineer and data scientist. I guess this is the most common confusion between all the freshers and even some of the associates. They are confused like what exactly data analyst does, data engineer, what is the roles and responsibility of data analyst, data engineer. So in today's video I'm going to clear every doubt. Okay, so without wasting further ado, let's get started. So first we'll start with data analyst. So what are the responsibility of data analyst? So data analysts mainly focus on interpreting data, analyzing trends and generating insights to help business make data driven decision actually, right? So they often work with structured data using tools like Excel, Microsoft Excel, SQL and visualization tools such as Tableau, Microsoft Power BI, and now they are also using Google Looker Studio, right? So these tools you need to have to become a data analyst, right? So skills, if I talk about skills, so you should have strong analytical skills, proficiency in SQL and Excel, and data visualization skills. So you should be good enough in Microsoft Power BI or Tableau, any visualization tool, right? So what are, if I talk about the typical task of a data analyst, so to create a report and dashboard. So the role of data analyst is to create dashboard and reports, performing data cleaning and validations, conducting statistical analysis and presenting finding the stakeholders. So these are the roles and responsibility of a data analyst. I hope now it's clear. So in a layman term, if I say, so the data analyst job role is to create a dashboard and to analyze the data and just to create a dashboard. Got it? Now comes to data engineer. So the responsibility of data engineer are to designing, building and maintaining data pipeline and infrastructure. Okay, so data analyst, they were just analyzing the trends, analyzing the data, but data engineer, what they are doing, they are designing, building and maintaining the data pipeline and also the infrastructure. So they work with large volume of data, ensuring its quality, reliability and accessibility for analysis and decision making. Now if I talk about skills, so you should be proficient in programming language like Python or Java or Scala, or knowledge of database system like SQL, NoSQL, and also you should be having a good exposure experience in big data technology like Hadoop, Spark or Kafka, and also you must be proficient in any of the ETL tool. ETL is nothing but your extract, transform and load. Nowadays most of the company, they prefer ELT. There is a difference between ETL and ELT. ETL stands for extract, transform and load, and ELT stands for extract, load and transform. Now if I talk about the typical task that data engineer does, so they are basically developing and optimizing data pipelines, integrating data from various sources, building data warehouse and data lakes, and also collaborating with data scientist and data analyst, so ensure data availability and quality. So what exactly does data engineer is, so data engineer, they extract the data from any sources. After processing the data, they transform they process the data, they transform the data, and finally they store the data into some data warehouses. So from that data warehouses, so they coordinate with data scientists and data analysts. So data scientists will take up that data, also data analyst will take up that data. Why data analyst will take that data? To build dashboard and to create a report. And data scientist, what they'll do, I'll explain you later. So now if I talk about the tools which you need to have to become a data engineer, then you should be familiar with ETL tool. So in ETL tool, in ancient days, if I talk about ancient days, means almost like 10 years or 15 years ago, people were using Informatica, Talent, Pentaho and all. So nowadays these tools are no longer used by the recent companies. So I would suggest you should learn Apache Airflow, which is the most popular orchestration tool nowadays. Almost all the companies, they are using Apache Airflow. So you should be proficient in Apache Airflow, not proficient, but you should be aware of Apache Airflow and Apache Kafka, and also any cloud technology, whether it be AWS or Azure or GCP, right? So any cloud technology you should be familiar with. Any cloud, one programming language, whether Java, Python or Scala, I would recommend go with Python, and one query language. So it doesn't matter whether you used database like Oracle or MySQL, any other database, that's fine. NoSQL is also somehow needed, but it's not mandatory. But if you know, then well and good, NoSQL. But relational database, it is mandatory to become a data engineer. So one programming language, one database, right? One orchestration tool, be it be Apache Airflow, or you can learn Apache Kafka, and one cloud technology. Okay, so now coming to data scientist, the last one, as I said, when data engineer loaded the transform data, then the data analyst and data scientist, they take those data, right? So the role, first I will discuss about the responsibility of data scientist. So data scientists use statistical and machine learning technology to extract insights from data and build predictive model. So the basic responsibility of data scientists is to build predictive model based on some data, right? And they apply machine learning algorithms. So there are a lot of algorithms like supervised, unsupervised, reinforcement, and all those we'll talk later. Now they work with both structured and unstructured data to solve complex business problem and data driven innovation. Now skills, if I talk about skills, so you should have a strong background in mathematics, statistics, right, and programming. Statistics is mandatory, guys, to become a data scientist. So you should be good in mathematics. Okay, now you should be proficient in machine learning algo and techniques. There are a lot of machine learning algorithm in supervised. Also there are regression and classification, and regression also there are a lot of algorithm are there, so that we will talk later. And now if I talk about the task of data scientist, so the task of data scientist is EDA. Basically EDA stands for exploratory data analysis, feature engineering, model selection, which model they have to select it, training, evaluating model performance, and communicating finding to stakeholders. So I hope this is now clear, like what is the difference between data analyst, data engineer, and data scientist. They all three have different roles and responsibility. So don't, guys, be confused. All three are different. In short, data analyst analyze the data and create reports and dashboard. Data engineers, they build data pipelines, okay, and they follow ETL and ELT approach. And data scientist, what they do, they build predictive model. So that's it. I hope this is clear now. So that was it. Thank you. See you in the next video. Bye bye.